see what you've been telling me just before looking at that.
Our group is called Cypress Junkies. I'm from the group Cypress Hill, and he's from world famous Beat Junkies, a big DJ crew. And together, Cypress Junkies, we felt that was a good mix. And basically, it's a DJ and percussion duo that plays different styles. Yet we are working together. We're battling, doing routines. So it's ongoing, and the music styles change, and we just complement each other, like solos going back and forth. So it's very interactive. It's not just playing along with a song and doing that, but it's been a good thing that we've been doing since 2008, 2009, and we've just been developing it and finally getting a chance to come out here to Europe for the first time to do a tour and play for the audiences out here. It's been a great thing.
Okay, just to follow up on that, how's that been going so far? You've been to where and how was it in each different country?
We've been to
Sorry, Raf?
Wait.
How's the audio level? Cause
It's fine.
check 1 2.
Yeah, go.
We've been to Bristol in the UK. What else we went to Switzerland. We've been to Finland. We've been to Bologna, Italy. This is like our last stretch of the tour. Tomorrow is our last show. We were in Finland yesterday. Tomorrow we're in Pisa, Italy, and we go home. But this is Bobo's been here before. This is my first time here in Greece, so we're pretty excited. And then we're actually performing with a legendary hip hop artist by the name of Schoolie D. So it's an honor to even be opening up for him and stuff too. So
what's the reaction of the crowds? I mean, considering this is pretty, different to.
Being that most of our our shows are live shows, we don't have an official album or a video. I mean, we do have like a free mixtape and stuff, so like a live recording of our actual show. We're building towards that to work on making an official album with original music. But so far, the response has been really good. The fact that people might not know what we do. I mean, they know that Bobo's from Cypress Hill, the Beat Junkies, and so a lot of it was curiosity. The thing is, we're attacking this like we're new artists, so we're starting from the ground up. Even though our crews and bands have a pretty distinctive brand already, we're kind of like trying to work our own angle and just work from the ground up and just try to do everything grassroots.
When can we expect the album?
We're working on that as we speak.
Yes, we are. We're working on it. So I looked at it'll be.
Wait. Cosmos.
Show the camera on him. Look at that guy. That's the guy that came in.
Man, really?
Yeah. Basically, we want to have some new music out. Definitely top of next year. It's something that we want to have to distinguish to make a sound as on top of what we already do in our show. So we are also producers and we want to be able to showcase that side of it as well. So it's not just we're doing stuff live, but we want to have something that people can listen to and know that it's us. And the fun thing is really trying to develop a sound that is stemming from what we do and trying to make something that's interesting. So far, just the ideas that we've been throwing around of what to do it seems to be something interesting that I think that people will enjoy. So we're looking forward to having something out.
Obviously here in Greece, in the middle of a very, very important development. A rapper was killed 10 days ago. That's had a huge political consequences in the country. Changed the entire dynamic towards a far-right party. I'm sure you don't know much about hip hop in Greece, but you're coming at this time. What are your thoughts about what's actually happened here and how are people treating your arrival here?
You know, it's interesting because we're back in the States, and people that we have admired that have died or been killed. There's never been anything related to a political thing. Maybe politics in the street, but not anything in a political sense that it has something to do with the country and the views of the things that are going on. And to me, I think it's unnecessary to go that route to say you have to take someone out like that. And I think that anyone that has the power to will the people and to influence the people and have people listen, the government, they get afraid of people like that. And sometimes people disappear and something happens. It's happened all over the world. It's just unfortunate that it has to happen to someone that is, coming up and is, was doing this thing in the hip hop world and also standing up for what he believed in. So, I mean, for that, I think it's, it's unnecessary. The violence is unnecessary. And for it to be tied to political things is, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't balance. I really don't touch on a lot of political views, publicly. I'll talk about it, but it's just unfortunate that it happening at this time, because I'm sure that he would have been here at this show, that we're doing here. So we have to just think of we got to be smart and know what's going on.
The hip hop community here is quite marginal. It's not really a mainstream movement at all. And you are two great veterans of the hip hop world coming from the US, so do you think this will somehow give them a boost? Because they've been, they're actually quite down after one of their leading lights was killed.
Well, everything starts underground. It starts grassroots. It takes time. Everybody's, being that hip hop started in the United States, so, it didn't take a while to go to overseas. Now, many years later, it's like pretty much a worldwide worldwide thing. It's just, I think it's just like in anything, it starts small and it has to grow, and it has to be the community that wants to nourish it, It's the same thing when hip-hop started back in the United States. It was small. They thought it was a fad. They thought it was going to die out. Now look at it, like 20, 30 years now. So it's just, if something like the assassination of Killer Pete, right, that's his name, jumpstart something, hopefully, it's more towards a positive thing. So it's, unfortunately had to do it more with violence, and it's not cool, but something, sometimes you need something that really jumpstart it. And overhearing your conversation, how like there used to be like people, MCs are not really getting along because of something like this is bringing them back together. That's a good thing, and that's the only way how a community or even like some type of scene, especially like Greece, would grow is like if everyone works together. Granted, hip hop is always about competitive and who's the best, but at the end of the day, it's peace, love, having fun. So.
One of your fans, I asked some of your fans to tell me, if they could be asking a question, what would they be asking, especially relating to the event, because the Greek hip hoppers are like really like involved in the political life, everyday life, and they said if that would have happened in your backyard, if let's say, as one of your fans said, a Nazi would have killed one of your people over political beliefs, what would have your reaction been?
That's not even, it'd be crazy, because it's like, we're also dealing with a lot of racial stuff also back home, no matter what. It's like, it's almost like an everyday thing, whether it's not always in your face, but it's there. Sometimes it isn't in your face, it's like, you gotta defend yourself. But it hasn't gone to, like Bobo said, it hasn't gone to the effect of political, like that death of politicalness. I mean, the closest you can say it would be is during the 1992 riots, LA riots, when
Rodney King.
Rodney King, when the verdict on that, people were very upset, you know, and it was funny because, you know, you hear raps from Ice-T and NWA talking about fuck the police and stuff like that, and then people are like, oh shit, this is really happening. So people got upset with that. So now it's like, yeah, people can, now people are not, you know, there was a frustration, and I can understand it's probably right now, that's what people are feeling right now. Over back home, people are trying to be more smart. Like they ain't trying to like riot and destroy their own property, because that's like counterproductive, you know. Like that's like, it's not going to solve anything. Because sure, you know, people riot, loot, steal stuff, but then it's like it affects not only, you know, the people that you think that you're against. It also affects your own community, because it all is like you're not thinking that way. So it's just like we have some experience in that extent, but in terms of what's going on right now in Greece, we haven't had that we haven't had that exposure. I mean, it could happen, but we haven't. You know, it hasn't anything like that big happen. If it does, usually you don't hear it in the media. It's like it's really low key. You know, they kind of like brush it under the rug.
You know, you can't let it's very hard, it's very, you know, to let your emotions get the best of you. You know, and I think that now with this stuff that has happened, because, I mean, I know the country as a whole is dealing with a lot of things. But in this case, I think that the people, especially the hip-hop community, have got to be smart and not let the emotions get the best of them, and realize that their fight has to be different. Their fight has to be, you know, not in a violent way, but you have to be smart. You have to attack in a different way, you know, to make it more effective. And realize, okay, this is what's going on. This is real. This is reality. Okay? It's not that, man, you can't go, oh, yo, fuck that. We're going to go and do this, and, you know, we're going to loot. We're going to, you know, because that's going to solve nothing. You know? You have to think of different ways and have to band together, you know, and hopefully through music and through, you know, intelligence,
communication,
it can grow. It's easier said than done.
But anything that's worth fighting for, you know, takes a long time to develop. You can't, it doesn't come overnight, but you got to work for it. So.
Guys need to go on the stage. I'm worried about your time on me.
No problem. No problem.
I'd have one more if you want to.
Go for it.
Probably in the wrong order. But a lot of hip-hop lyrics are obviously very violent. And given that a lot of this story is around hip-hop, do you think it's helping at all to have quite a violent message joining people together? I think that's a danger for escalation.
It depends.
It depends, because a lot of what is said in some rap lyrics are, you know, from personal experience. So you know, sometimes, you know, you can't water it down. Sometimes you have to give it to you straight, and sometimes it's hard to take it first, but it's the kind of thing that it makes you think, you know. And yes, it's true that it can be violent, but if it's unnecessarily violent, that's when you have the problem. It's the same thing as movies, you know. Yeah, there's certain things that you have to depict violence, but if it's over the top and unnecessary, is that the message that you want to be giving? So that's what people should think about, and sometimes don't take things so literally, you know. It's very easy to say, you know, my favorite rapper said this, and he's gonna wear this, and he's gonna do this, so I'm gonna do that because I want to be just like that. You know, maybe that's not what he's saying. Maybe he's giving you metaphors. Maybe he's giving you something else, and you're just taking it for face value. You never judge a book by its cover, right? So don't just take the lyrics for what they are. Sometimes they have a deeper meaning.
Yeah.
Or even something to avoid, perhaps.
Yeah.
Cool. No?